तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ कपिलाय नमस्तस्मै येनाविद्योदधौ जगदिमग्ने कारुण्यात् साङ्ख्यमयी नौरिव विहिता प्रतरणाय। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। Karika. So we have discussed especially on Indriyas and the object, how the thoughts become habitual impressions, samskaras. Then how the samskara can manifest in the form of outside objects and connected to the mind. The bhavas here, what Sankhya means. So bhavas are based on the actions what we do. So bhavas are in the mind, virtue and other 8 forms. Therefore, the action done by an individual is the cause of the rebirth and recreation of the universe. So here we talk about cosmic creation as well as individual creation. But obviously the cosmic creation is based on individual creation, because the gunas are the ultimate cause of the creation. Therefore, this bhava creation is very important to know what Sankhya talk about. So the material, here the material cause is also a special development or manifestation of subtle cause. The subtle, what we call as tanmatras and ahankaras and all those. So now this bhavas, how is produced into the body and other forms, that is mentioned in 43 Karika. सांसिद्धिकाश्च भावा प्राकृतिका वैकृतिकाश्च धर्माद्याः। दृष्टा करणाश्रयिणः कार्याश्रयिणश्च कललाद्याः। So it is said the creation from the bhavas can be divided into three: samsiddhikaha, prakritikaha, vaikritikaha. Now, samsiddhika means what is already there, the produced from the means already in existence. It means in some from different form it is created into different form. That is called samsiddhika. So previous karma is one of the cause, because karmas are already there. Therefore it is called samsiddha. Samsiddha, which is really produced or which is already existing. And therefore what we call as inborn characters or inborn qualities, which when something is born or somebody is born, so he has some special qualities inborn. So that is called samsiddhika bhava. Innate qualities. And this we can see in some examples. And then prakritikaha bhava. So prakritika is natural, springing from prakriti directly. It's called prakritikaha. Vaikritikascha dharmadhya. So Vaikritika is general creation. Vaikritika, acquire, due relating to Vikriti. Vikriti means transformation. Any kind of change is called Vikriti. Like we have word for Prakriti. Prakriti means cause, intact, is called Prakriti. And when it takes different forms, it's called Vikriti. It can be intellectual manifestation or elemental manifestation, either of these. So intellectually there is also Vikriti, and elemental manifestation, what we call as manifestation outside, is also the same thing. So it is called Vaikritikascha. So samsiddhika, prakritika and vaikritika. So dharmadhyaha drishtaha karanashrayinaha. Then it is said this dharmadhyaha. So we are always quoting this dharmadhyahas bhavas, the virtue and the rest. So we have a virtue, vice and all those 8 bhavas. So it's called dharmadhyaha. These are karanashrayinaha drishtaha. These are seen based on residing in karanas. Karana means buddhi, intellect. So dharmadhyaha, all these virtue and other qualities which are there in the form of karma, previous karma. It's not action, previous karma, deposited karma. So they are based on buddhi, karanashrayina. Karana we can take here at intellect, and starting from intellect, from Mahatattva Ahankara in cosmic level, and individually intellect and egoistism, and then comes the manifestation of 11 indriyas, like that. So these are all called karanas, instruments. So dharmadhyaha karanashrinaha, they are based there on. Therefore it is said the all creation is based on dharmadhya, and then this dharmadhya, dharma and others causes, they are based on karanas, on 13 karanas. So 13 Karana manifest in different forms. Like that. What samskara?
Based on karma, impressions.
That is no, this chitta, whatever, we don't use the word chitta here. So we are using the word intellect or buddhi. There is, the word is different, that's all. We have to take the concept. That is already we have, we asked the question and we have answered it. So the mind, our mind here is instrument. So dharmadhyaha drishtaha karanashrayinaha. This is important because they are saying that all the causes of manifestation is based on karanashrayina. It is there in the linga sharira, where even linga sharira is also a cause. Karyashrayinascha kalaladhyaha. Karyashrayina. The karya here, all what is already manifested, from which the other manifestation is not there. The last manifestation, when you consequently see the developments, the last one is called karya, which is already developed. So now the body is the last development of that. That is called karya. This is physical body. So out of physical body, the new body is not created. That is the last manifestation. And similarly, outside when we see objects like pot and other objects we see outside, so they are also called last manifestation. So after that they decay, then reverse, it goes back. So karyashrayinascha kalaladhyaha. Kalaladhyaha, because this kalala is for the manifestation of body. So karyashrayinaha, residing in the effect. Karya means effect. That is body. Now the 5 elements, the gross elements, are also the base of the body. Now that is and then manifestation comes. Therefore body is called karyashraya. Then kalaladhya. Kalala is embryo and other. So which is the cause of body. The what we call as embryo after one night of when the creation of body. So first cell which connects with that is called embryo. So first day, and then adhyaha. So we have embryology in our Ayurveda. So it is clearly mentioned. So after first day it is called kalala, and then the second day after 1 week it is called budbuda. So like that they have different names. So like embryo, and then it called pinda, then flesh, and it's like goes and then muscles, and then comes intellect, like that. So they have calculated this. So manifestation of body in the womb. The first day is called embryo. That is called kalaladhya. The kalaladhya and the other. So these are all bodily developments, physical development. So this is also karyashraya. It is based on the body only, sharira. Therefore it is called karyashraya. So this is considered as the last manifestation. Now the one body, another body is produced from one body. So this is also seems to be a manifestation. But it is called karya manifestation. It's not karana manifestation. Like we have one object which is already manifested. Like clay, we have one object as clay, we can make many pots, many things out of clay. It's all different manifestation it seems to be. But as per the manifestation theory, clay is always clay only. If it is in the form of pot or in the form of a house or whatever, but it is clay only. Therefore, it is called last manifestation. Similarly, when one body produces another body, this is also manifestation inside the effect. It is only changing its form or in one stage to another stage. But the main manifestation scenario, it comes from the Prakriti to up to the physical body, we can say, or up to the 5 gross elements. From there the combinations goes. It is inside that. So it is countless, because we cannot count, so many are there. So we cannot count from it how it goes. So they have mentioned that Kalaladhya. So all these stages of manifestation comes like that. So this is how the Dharmadhya, the cause and effect relation between the intellectual manifestation and the elemental manifestation and the different forms of elements, that is and other actions. So this way they have calculated and all the manifestation into this 3 level or 2 level we can say. So one is intellectual and then elemental, and this has the connection, all those things. But all these 2 manifestation, 2 divisions of manifestations are based on Dharmadhya. So these are the karmas. So last talk we have discussed this, how the karma is produced, action is produced, and the reaction, then how it is manifested. Now this 8 efficient causes as bhava srishti, what we call. So it is we have given here the chart. It is all connected to Karika 44 and 45 and like that, but it is coming from the previous one. So you get 3 types of bandhanas also. Here we can see from that. So dharma, we know virtue, and what is the effect of dharma? So it takes upward. Elevation is the effect of dharma. So when we do good actions, which are good action means which are connected to or which are connected to Prakriti's Sattvika bhava, the Sattvika part of Prakriti. So means there the Sattva guna is stronger. Then you have inspiration for good actions, better actions. So those actions will elevate you mentally. The elevation here is mental, sattvika vrittis. So you have, you can meditate more and contemplate and get knowledge and all those things. So that is called upward. Then it is effect that we will see related to this on the next Karika 44. Dharmena gamanam urdha. And then adharma is opposite of dharma, downward. And jnana, knowledge, we know. Now what is the effect of knowledge? According to Sankhya, liberation is the effect of knowledge. Because knowledge, what knowledge we have here? Discriminative knowledge. The discriminative knowledge is called knowledge, ultimately. So therefore, liberation is the effect of that knowledge. Ajnana, ignorance, the fourth part, that is bondage or transmigration, samsara. Samsara is the effect of ignorance. And sometimes it comes, we have many karmas, mixture of dharma and sometimes jnana and sometimes adharma, ajnana, and some part is dharma, some part is adharma. So in one day, 24 hours, you may experience sattvika vrittis and rajasika vrittis and tamasika vrittis and good and bad. So this will be there. So each karma is connected with the others. So punya pabha upabhyam manusya lokam. It is said the human birth has two mixed karmas, punya and papa, good and bad. So therefore it is coming with two. And the fifth part of that bhava srishti, dharma combination is vairagya, dispassion. So dispassion takes you to prakriti laya, up to the prakriti, the 8 prakritis. We have 8 prakriti. Mula prakriti, avikriti, mahatadya, prakriti vikritaya. So the what is said there, so they are called prakritis. So it takes up to 8 prakritis. So you will have different kinds of birth, it means different stages of mind. And raga, opposite of that, revolution of birth and death, samsara. So the transmigration is the effect of raga. So this we discussed in last lecture. Aishwarya, power. So when you have power, what does it mean? An impediment to fulfill your desires. So you can remove all the impediments by the power of Aishwarya. So Aishwarya here it means power. Ishvara. Ishvara is a supreme Lord who can control everything. So the controller is called Ishvara. Even a king is a Ishvara. King, because he can control the subjects. Therefore, king is also called Ishvara. So Aishwarya here is power. So otherwise, Aishwarya is translated as prosperity and other ways. But here it is means it is not prosperity. It is called Ishvara Bhava. So the controlling power. So when you have sadhana, so you can control your emotions, your karmas, and most of the impediments, obstacles can be removed with your mental power, with the sadhana. So that we will discuss later, some of the sadhanas. And Anaishwarya, of course, opposite of this. So impediment to fulfillment of desire. So you are unable to control your emotions and your actions, then you are bound to act wrongly, then all the obstacles will come. So this is how the 8 parts of bhavas comes to existence. Now these bhavas, 8 bhavas, you see, nothing is directly connected to elements. They are not connected to elements. But out of these bhavas, the srishti comes. It means elements are connected to in this world. This is our karmas, the previous karmas. Now, if the virtue is there, dharma is there, then you will have a good body and good life, better enjoyment, like that. Now, related to this individual souls can get 3 types of bandhanas, bondages. So that is just to understand with the reason how the samsara, how the this prakriti is transmigrating into different forms, and then this bandhana comes, bondage comes. So prakritika, so first one is called prakritika. It means related to nature, prakriti. Prakritika related to prakriti. And how it is, who mistakes either of the 8 prakritis. So now why he is having this bondage? This individual is unable to differentiate the 8 prakritis from consciousness. So he is misidentifying prakritis with the consciousness. That is the mistakes he is doing. So now he will have that bandhana. If he thinks the ahankara is as his own nature, so he is in bandhana. I am a doer, I am a thinker, I am a, so and so. All this identification will come. So this identification will bring him suffering. Therefore, it is a bandhana. So bandhana, generally we can say, bandhana means the discriminative knowledge is absent in different levels. So that is called bandhana. When the discrimination comes, you are released. Ultimately, when you discriminate Purusha and Prakriti, the ultimate liberation will come. That is how they describe this bandhanas. It's all mental, it's connected to mind and ignorance. Now, these 8 prakritis are, as pradhana, mahat, ahankara, and 5 tanmasra to be Purusha. This is misunderstanding. So, misidentifying with the Purusha. So, prakriti itself is Atma. So, what is manifested, that is what Atma. As the science says, what is manifested, that is everything is like there is no individual soul separate. So, this is called prakriti bandhana. So once you believe in this, you will not have any doubt on that, and then there is no inquiry, no jijnasa, no sadhana, nothing. So you are always in that bandhana. And then comes vaikarika. So vaikarika means related to evolution. The vikara is evolution, manifestation. So related to that is called vaikarika. No, Vaikritika. Who contemplates upon the transformations, what is happening there? The elements, indriyas, individual and ahankara, individual buddhi, mistaking them for the purushas. The transformations, what is happening there, especially on elements and indriyas, is taken to be his own self. So as we act with our own physical body, what we think when we act with this physical body, we think this physical body is me. This I am what I am acting. So this is Vaikritika. So Vaikritika means the same, Vikriti, and from the Vikriti it is revolution. So this is Vaikritika. Then comes with the karma phalas, dakshanika. It is mind influenced by desire. We can say with the desire, related to desire, you have a bandhana. That is well known. Like you have a desire and you are acting on that, then its effect will come, and then you have to follow the effect and take birth again and again. So this is called dakshanika bandha. Who not knowing the tattva, Purusha, seeks mundane and heavenly happiness through performance of acts of charity and publicity, utility. And those they do public service and all that. So whatever we called as good action, charities. So this is all bringing this Dakshanika Bandha. Because you are doing good action, then there will be the effect of Krishna Bandha. And in some cases you will get some enjoyment here in this mundane world. So this is called one effect of Dakshanika Bandha. Other heavenly enjoyment, happinesses. So this comes from this. This is what normally we call as karma and karmaphala. But there are two behind that, prakritika and vaikritika. So this is all separation of all these bandhanas, classifying them to understand clearly. Therefore this Sankhya Darshana is called Sankhya Darshana. You can see everything is enumerated here. So 3 types of bandhana, then 8 types of bhavas, and all these numbers are there. Now there will come another so many numbers, 60s, 86, and all these are there. So everything is classified and clearly discriminated. Now the 44th Karika, the consequence of the bhavas, the effects of the bhavas, what we already discussed in this chart, it's mentioned in Karika. Dharmena gamanamordhvam gamanamadhastat bhavatya dharmena. ज्ञानेन चापवर्गो विपर्ययादिश्यते बन्धः Now with this bhava srishti, dharmena gamanam urdhvam. So by means of virtue, means of virtue means the virtue here, actually there is no correct translation in English for this dharma. So what we call as dharma, we have no word other than virtue. Actually virtue is not dharma, this is not correct translation. Because they don't have no other in Western philosophy. They don't have this dharma concept. They have only papa concept, sin. So everything is based on sin. So therefore they don't have the correct word for that. So dharma means virtue. Virtue means what is permitted by shastras. The actions permitted by shastras are called dharma. So then you will have a good body, mind and effect. So this is what dharma means. The injunctions of shastras. So according to the injunctions of shastras, if one individual acts, so he is called dharmi. He is doing he is dharmi. He is doing correctly. So now what is wrong or what is correct? It is decided by Shastra. Tasma Shastram Pramanamte. So this Shastra we have Vedas and Vedankas and then Smritis along with Puranas, then other philosophies like Vedanta and Mimamsa, they are all connected to that. But Shastras mainly Veda, Vedankas, Smritis along with Puranas and Dharma Granthas. Itihas is Mahabharata is, we cannot call as Shastra, it is coming under Smriti only. But the Smritis are main, as when we see the injunction and prohibitions, we see in the Smritis. Therefore, Smriti along with Purana, Idihasa, it can take. So these are all called Shastras. So according what the Shastras gives you suggestions, accordingly you have to act. That's called Dharma. So by this Dharma, Gamanam Urdhvam, going upward. So you go upward. Now how you go upward? So in the Gita also, corresponding sloka is there. Urdhvam gacchandi sattvastha, madhye tishtandi rajasaha, yaghanya gunavrittastha, adho gacchandi tamasaha. This is corresponding with the same thing, because in 14th chapter of Gita is all Sankhya philosophy is discussed. And now Gamanam Urdhvam it says. So Urdhvam normally we say upward, the heavenly enjoyments, or in different worlds you go up and then enjoy there. But actually, as I mentioned just now, the Urdhva here it means it is Sattva. So when you act according to Shastras, your Sattva Guna is improved. The domination of Sattva Guna. So that is what the happiness means. And when Sattva Guna is dominated, as you know, we have already learned what is Sattva Guna is. Sattva Guna is light, and it is supporting knowledge. So now you have all the qualities. The happiness, priti, pritya priti vishadatmakaha. So the happiness, enjoyment, and then knowledge, and you are light with mentally also, like that. So therefore, Sattva is improving your state of understanding. So what you understand in empirical experience is a one level of understanding. It is not purely Sattva. Why? Because there the Raga and Dosha, also passion and all other emotions are connected to normal understanding. So when you come out of that, so you have different level of understanding. So that is what here it is mentioned as Urdhva. So you will get a better life with better clarity of knowledge. Because when you have, suppose we have God's body, Deva Sharira, so we have better knowledge, better understanding. So it means Sattvika Vritti is improved there. So Urdhvam Gacchandi Sattvasthaha. So they are based on Sattva. So this is called Dharma Gamanam Urdhvam. So it is a very good subject of contemplation, and how Sattva is improved. And this is there in Yoga Shastra as well as in Vedanta and all other Shastra Granthas. They talk about this Urdhva Gamanam. This is Sattva is taking upward. So clarity of understanding. And opposite of that, Gamanam Adhastad Bhavati Adharmena. So you have, if you have Adharma, the opposite of Shastra injunction, if you act opposite of that, if what is prohibited by Shastra, if you do that, that is called vice, it is wrong, sin, papa. So now, because of papa, your mind is towards tamas, because the heaviness, you will feel heaviness after doing something wrong. Normally if we do something wrong, then we feel guilty or some feeling, that bad feeling. Or if that is not there, then the fear will come. So it will be revealed, or if somebody knows I did this wrong and all those, the fear will be there. And compared to Sattva Guna, the Tamo Guna and other gunas, they bring fear and all these bad feelings. So now with this fear and other feelings, you cannot do sadhana. So there is no clarity of thought. There is no knowledge. So knowledge is not supported by this sin. So therefore, always try to be in Sattva Guna according to the Shastras, what we know, what we learn from Shastras and Gurus. So try to follow that. Our mind will be very relaxed and satisfied. So there is less chance of suffering. In other cases, there is more chances of suffering. Therefore, it is called downward. The lower regions of birth. So you will have lower regions of birth, means you will have the body in which you cannot achieve knowledge. There is lesser chance of achieving knowledge. Other than human bodies, we have no chance of achieving knowledge. Therefore, it is called lower. So this is something beautiful here in Sankhya Darshana. They have mentioned this point as lower or going down or going up is based on knowledge only. So the improvement of knowledge is upward, and where degradation of knowledge is going down is called downward. So these are the difference in the birth. If the human body is a middle point of consideration, then the upward may be gods for different types of bodies, like rishis, gods, and like that. And from there to all other creatures, they are all downward, because there is less chance of getting knowledge. So in this context, it is called Papa Sharira. So in this context, because there is very less chance, the Papa Yoni and Papa Sharira, in this context this is called. So that is Ghamanam Adhastat Bhavati Adharmena. So by means of vice, by means of knowledge. Now Jnanena cha apavargo. The effect of knowledge is at last it is apavarga. The apavarga is moksha. So apavarga. If varga here it means apavarga means devoid of varga. Now what does it varga? Varga means suffering. Sorrow. Sorrow is called varga here. So apavarga means devoid of vargas. Apa means separated from varga. That is going beyond all these sufferings. So jnanena cha apavargaha viparyayad ishyade bandhaha. Opposite of jnana, that is ignorance. Viparyayat, opposite of jnana. Or we can call it directly ignorance. Viparyaya can be ignorance also. So by ignorance, bandhaha, bondage, is considered to be the reason for bondage. So this way, out of 8 parts, we have discussed of 4 parts: dharma, adharma, jnana, and ajnana. So now 4 limbs. Now other 4 are there. वैराग्यात् प्रकृतिलयः संसारो भवति राजसाद्रागात् ऐश्वर्यादविघातो विपर्ययात् तद्विपर्यासः Vairagyad Prakriti Layaha. You see, what is the effect of Vairagya is Prakriti Laya. The ultimate achievement in this creation, that is called Prakriti Laya. It is just near to liberation, Kaivalya. So Vairagyad, from dispassion, that is from dispassion comes Prakriti Laya. Now, why it is Prakriti Laya? Because this dispassion is without knowledge. It is just dispassion. There is no knowledge support. Therefore, ultimately comes to the Prakriti Laya. We have in Ishavasya Upanishad that Prakriti Laya is discussed there. In Sankhya Bhashya is also there. So it's called Prakriti Laya. In Sankhya Sutras it is there, and Yoga Darshana is there, and all other Puranas, because in Bhashya Pauranikaha Manyante, in Bhashya, in Shankara Bhashya it is said, in all the Puranas they discuss about this Prakriti Laya. It is very near to liberation, but again you have to take birth, that's the problem. So Vairagya Prakriti Laya. Why? Because there is a lack of knowledge. Knowledge is not there. Discriminative knowledge is not there. So you want to achieve enjoyment, or want to get a longer life of enjoyment. So that is Prakriti Laya. Like we are in deep sleep for lakhs of years or crores of years, like that, deep sleep. So once you are there, you have to be there. You cannot come back in between. So that's the problem, no? Once you go up, leaving this body, you have no choice. So whatever karma you perform, the effect must be experienced. You cannot disconnect in between. Only in human body you can do that. If you want to disconnect the karma, you can do that. But no other body is allowing that. So when you go up, it means you get some gods like Indra or other gods' body or something like that. Then you have to be there as long as you have the karma for that particular body. And of course, you will get only enjoyments. There is no other problems created. But yeah, it is not out of samsara. It is in transmigration. So it is you are suffering from that sense. And similarly, with this Vairagya, distraction, you go to Prakriti Laya, and then you are there for a long time. We have there is a long list of time measurement, like Manvandara, and Brahma's day, and like that. We have a good calculation of time. Now, here one point should be mentioned, or it is it's an interesting point. How this dispassion brings this Prakriti Laya? Why it is said, how this dispassion can bring Prakriti Laya? It could be said, dispassion means renunciation can bring liberation. It was better to say that. But here it is said, no. Liberation is not because of Vairagya, dispassion or renunciation. Liberation is only with the knowledge, discriminative knowledge. This is all supporting sadhanas. So now, what here it is mean, because we know from our Shastras and Vedanta, Vairagya is the main sadhana. Without renunciation, you cannot get knowledge, you cannot get liberated, and you need to renounce, and all those things we talk. But in this point, Sankhya seems to be very practical. They just follow the methodologically they talk about. So what they think about this dispassion. Now passion means you are attached to the created objects. Okay, this is what we call as passion, raga. So that is transmigration. samsara. So you do one karma, you attach to one object, like we discussed in last lecture. So attach to one object and you perform a karma there, then the effect, after effect of that karma, then this is there. Now you understood that this passion is making all this nuisance. So it means you have passion, you are attached, and then all these karmas are created. So knowing this much, you released, or you left, you wanted to leave all this object and subject relation, and then you want to leave these created objects. You started thinking about that, what these objects are, how they are made. So when you think about that, you will know this objects outside is nothing but elements, 5 elements. So gradually you will be more attracted to know what is these 5 elements are. Then after knowing that, gradually you go beyond. So the cause and effect relation. And then you will get to this tanmatras level. Then there again you will contemplate and meditate. And they have given different different effects and different stages of this contemplation. So in the tanmatra level, if you contemplate for so many years and you could know what is tanmatra is, in that stage if you leave the body, this present body, then you will have a special birth, and so many years you will live there. Like that, each stage in the level of indriyas, the level of mind, and level of tanmatras, and level of ahankara, and then mahatattva, ultimately prakriti. So the what is left behind is called renowned. It is means you detached those. Now you are not interested to those elements. So this is the gradual detachment, the development of gradual detachment up to the point of prakriti. That is what they say. No, it is correctly, methodologically they say that, how you are interested in this. So like when you wanted to know what spirituality is, so first you try to learn little bit yoga. Now yoga is the first step for spirituality. People go for to do TTC and ATTC, and it means they got some idea of spirituality, what it means. Because now we don't have all other nitya karmas. Nobody follow that, nobody knows. So therefore no nitya karma. So first when they in the website they want to know something about mind and body, so they will get all these sites of yoga promoters. Then they will pay money, and starting with the money and dakshina, then they will pay a huge amount for the yoga practice, and then slowly they will get graduated in yoga. They become yoga gurus, yoga acharyas. No, in the olden time, yoga acharya means it was something very great. They could walk on water, and that they could fly in the air like that. They were called yogis, yogi rajas. So now, if you are graduated with this, they are called yoga. So that is the first step. Okay. Now from there, they just try to know more about that. So gradual growth will come. They will try to learn Sanskrit, because all these words are used in Sanskrit. So they want to know what is this asana means, what this prana means. So that means they want to know all the meanings. So then they will get into the Sanskrit level. So now you say, if you learn Sanskrit, it is very interesting, your all mindset will change. That is something wonder. The language itself has that culture and power to change your mind. And that language will bring you towards sattvika vrittis. Slowly you will leave all non-vegetarians and you become vegetarian, and good practice and good like that you will change, because you cannot find a Sanskrit scholar with bad habits. It is very difficult to find. It is interesting, they did a research on this. After Sanskrit learning, he cannot go for bad habits. Similarly, yoga also. After yoga also the changes. But if you give importance more to the the in depth of that understanding, then slowly it will change. And after learning Sanskrit, of course, you will learn Gita. You will try to know what is Vedanta and know what we can learn. We will learn Ramayana, Mahabharata, Gita, and more interested in Upanishads. Try to learn Vedanta. So like that, now you see the growth is going upward. This comes then, this slowly about dispassions, and then comes renunciation, and then you may be interested for sannyasa also after that. So you see, after a long practice, it's like that. So similarly, dispassion takes you up. So from Vairagya Prakriti Layata, the ultimate. Samsaro bhavati rajasad ragat. Rajasad ragat. The raga is passion, desires. From that, the samsara comes. Transmigration, revolution, birth and death is called samsara. Samyak sarati iti samsara. Sarati means you rotate one to another. So you will be always rotating. Birth, death, like that. So this rotation, I can say the ever rotating is called samsara, samsarati. So that will come. That is because of rajasad ragat. So rajasad ragat. It's because the Rajoguna is empowering the passion. If you are more Rajas working, you are active, because energy is giving Rajas is giving energy. The energy is created. So that is the power of action. So this will continue for one after another. Aishwaryad avighataha. Aishwarya, the power. Ishvara, so the root word meaning of this Aishwarya is related to controller. The Aishwarya. The Ishvara, and then comes Aishwarya. The Ishvara means controller. Aishwarya means related to controller. So the power of controller we can say. That is called Aishwarya here. And from Aishwarya, the absence of impediments related to desires. You want to achieve a desire, you can just remove the obstacles, because you want all the obstacles to be removed for your enjoyment. So this power will come with this Aishwarya. For that, sometimes we have these sadhanas, different kinds of sadhanas, or normally in normal world we use other means for this achievement. So we use wealth, money for removing all the obstacles, and we have another powers that we use, like political powers or other powers we use for this. But for sadhakas, he has sadhana, the power of sadhana, which removes the obstacles in spiritual life. So that is called Aishwarya, because a millionaire is also Ishvara, because he has so much money, whatever he wants, he can achieve. So that is the power, the power of money. So that is also Aishwarya. And we have Aishwarya as a mental power, or the strength of our willpower, what we can say. That is called Aishwarya. Aishwaryad abhighataha. Viparyayat tad viparyasaha. So, viparyayat, anaishwarya. So, viparyaya means opposite of that. Now, sometimes this viparyaya word is used for ignorance. In many places you can see. And sometimes for the opposite of what is said. So, now Aishwarya is said. Viparyaya means opposite of that. So, anaishwarya. So, anaishwarya means weakness. You are weak. You are poor with money, poor with power and everything. So, you cannot achieve desires, of course. So, therefore, viparyaya tad viparyayaha, tad viparyasa. Tad means what is said. Said like absence of impediment was the effect of Aishwarya. Now, opposite of that, you will have so many obstructions. Because you don't have mental power, willpower, and you don't have money, you don't have other powers. So, no power means no desire, you cannot do anything. So, you lose all the enjoyments of the world, mundane world. That is called viparyaya. So, now the 8 parts of karma is discussed. Now, many of our karmas have many of these parts together. So, the one karma will manifest as a virtue in one level and sometimes opposite of that. Why? The reason is, since we are human beings, we can only do karma, punya and papa together. We cannot purely perform punya or purely papa. Now, this japa, what we call as japa yoga and meditation is considered to be pure karmas, pure virtues. It means dharma, because there is no chance for adharma. But even in that case, when you sit for japa, if somebody is disturbed with your japa, because you are sitting for japa but the other person is not liking that, then that is because you are for example, if you are in the home, you are doing japa in one room, and the other room your parents or your partners or who are there, so they think why she or he is doing japa in this time. So this thinking comes. So you are disturbing other persons. So some disturbance is there. So that disturbance can be as opposite effect of this. Then you will be disturbed, because if they are disturbed, they will comment on you, why you are doing this and all the something they will comment. So you are a great tapasi and all those. So then you will be disturbed. So that disturbance will bring again the papa. Therefore, generally we can say, as said in Shastras, human being can only perform punya papa together. Upabhyam punya papa. So even in karmas like Ayajna Yaga and other karmas, they have one part, a small part as papa, because you are using wood, firewood. So firewood will burn some instants and something like that. So therefore it is also papa. It's like that, it is said that. Therefore the prashchitta karma and then purification karmas, are so many karmas are there to purify those papas, since they wanted to do good, but unfortunately unavoidable papas will come. Therefore punya papa ubha, so both will come together. So this way the manifestations of 8 limbs of karmas, 8 parts of karmas discussed. Now we will have more discussion on classification on buddhi creation, and this 46 to maybe 51 or 52 will go like up to 55. Now everything will be calculated one by one. so many effects, and now the sadhanas, when eight part of sadhanas, everything will be happy. Now here also we have 8 sadhanas, ashta sadhana, ashtangas. But that ashtanga, this ashtanga is totally different. It's a very peculiar ashtangas. Om Purnamataha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudashyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate Om Shanti